Hi, I'm Jaslyne, and I'm a single mom and a full-time caregiver to my son who is 20 years old and has autism. Okay, so I think things became really hard after my son had finished Rainbow Center. So after he graduated at 18 years old, I already had planned for him to transition to a sheltered workshop. However, things didn't work out there, and as a result, I fell into depression because I realized I couldn't go back to work. And uh, back then, I had no helper as well, and I wasn't working because after my son graduated from Rainbow, he started having seizures, epilepsy, and because of his epilepsy, he would fall down. He had broken his collarbone as well. He had even injured his face, had concussions. So I realized that I had to stop work. So I think during that time when I was struggling because my son was at home, um, I knew there was no way I could go back to work within 6 months. I was very upset, I was very resentful. So I think it affected me, it affected my son. And that was when, at my lowest point, I was introduced to the Care Buddy. In fact, the Care Buddy came in uh, before my son left the sheltered workshop. I think I had applied for the Care Buddy program, and I think I was seeing my Care Buddy occasionally, and that was when, during one of our check-ins, that I told her I was struggling, and she quickly escalated my case to CAREwell. And I was so thankful. I think at that point, Sherry came in, and I think she was truly a lifesaver. My son, I was struggling with his health issues. I was struggling with my finances. I couldn't afford taking him for all his medical appointments. And I was like, I can't go back to work. How am I going to continue paying for all these treatments? And that spiraled. That really put so much pressure on me as a single mom. And that was when Carrie came in and said, uh, let me help you. And she was so wonderful. She and the team, they came in, they spoke to the medical social workers for me because I was so, busy taking care of my son, focusing on him every day, that I really had no bandwidth to call the hospitals to make appointments with the social workers. I didn't even know how to do that. So I think I'm so thankful that Sherry stepped in when I had zero energy, zero mental space to reach out for, to the medical social workers. And I think she helped me to make contact, and then help me to expedite the process of getting medical assistance, financial assistance for my son's medical bills through the medical social workers in the different hospitals. And I think with her, when she came in, she took such I'm so grateful to her that she worked for she worked with all the social workers, and like a caseworker. I think she opened my eyes to the fact that, hey, we had no caseworker. I think I didn't realize that we needed one as well. I think as special need parents, when we hit a road bump, when we are faced with, oh no, this didn't work out, now how? I think that's when a caseworker is so critical, someone like Sherry who comes in, because we are so overwhelmed already, trying to handle the fallout from the things that didn't work out, and then the what next, the day-to-day concerns that we have to handle, the family, our work, trying to make ends meet, pay the bills, and we can't do all this, we can't sometimes having to navigate this whole landscape of financial, medical assistance. It can be very overwhelming for a caregiver. And without someone who knows what to do, like Sherry and CareWell, I tell you, it would have been really, really terrible, and I would have suffered a lot longer than I needed to. So I'm thankful that she stepped in and provided that help, that assistance to really lift me up, to lift me up. And I think that connection on that level, really assured me that I wasn't alone. It encouraged me, and it gave me hope. Yeah, it gave me hope that it's not the end, that I can still get through this. Yeah, so I think that's the most critical part, and the fact that she was so good at what she did. she did everything. She got in touch with she called the people, everybody in the different SSAs, social service agencies, the different hospitals, and she was able to get me the services and the help that I needed. Even SG Enable also she put me in touch with the necessary people who could come in to help. So I'm very thankful that she came in, that because of her, I could focus on my son, I could focus on helping him, to get well, and helping him to understand what he was going through as well. Yes, I would definitely, encourage caregivers to reach out to CareWell whenever they are, let's say, they don't know how to access services, or they are faced with a sudden change, in their circumstances, in their care of their special needs, loved one. If it's a big change, and it affects the family, and it affects everyone in terms of their work, their mental health, emotional health, especially if it affects, I guess, a lot of different areas in the family, then definitely I think reaching out to CareWell would really, help them ease their burdens, and help them to connect with the services that they need. I think what I love about CareWell is that they are very personalized, they are very responsive, and they empathize, they understand, because I think they are mainly made up of people who are also caregivers, also in the healthcare sector, and they are also taking care of people with special needs. Yes, just want to encourage all my caregivers who taking care of their loved ones with special needs, that you're never alone. That no matter what circumstances you're in, each of us we can have very unique and different circumstances. But to understand, to let you all know that help is never far away. There's always help, no matter what circumstances you're in, and there's always someone who will understand what you're going through, so you won't feel so alone.